everyone, welcome back to Dama's Walk the Talk Show, and we are so excited to have you back. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for hitting the notification button so that you don't miss any show. I hope you're keeping safe, you're sanitizing, you're washing your hands, and you're wearing your mask and wearing it correctly. I know recently we've had these issues where we are wearing it under the chin, or we just choose not to wear it. This disease is real, this corona is real, and just keep safe to keep your family safe. And we need your self-sane, you know, your sanity is more important than anything else. So today we're falling back to the same channel we've been doing, and we still have our guest Caro, and today she came with one of her mentees, one of the people she's trained, called Jane, and I'm so excited to have them with me because this is a new series of what we need to learn. I went home that day and I think I was more devastated than than what I needed to have left here, because I learned so much. And when we shared this, we had so many comments and people couldn't wait to have the season 2. So welcome back, Caro, and welcome again and again and again. And Jane, karibu sana for this show. I'm so glad to see you. Look very pretty. That outfit looks nice on you. So Caro, tell us, we want to go back to mental wellness, and we still want to go back, because after we put up the show, many people and many women were calling back and saying, where can I find you? I kept on giving them your number and all that. I didn't realize how many women are wounded out there. It was not even about the COVID season anymore. It was more of what we were going through in the sessions and all that. And we learned finally that I think it has, some women are calling and saying, it's more of, what do you call it? It's more of generational, because some were saying it's more, and that's why today we want to start the series of the womb, you know, like what you were trying to explain to me, which I didn't understand, and I'm sure the viewers will now learn with me. I'm learning as much as, and I'm very grateful that I'm learning this because I'm not paying, you know, but don't do that, you know. So tell me, this healing that needs to come from us, from the inner of us. Tell us about it.
So we talked about mental health, and there are various ways of looking at mental health and the causes of it and the triggers of mental illness. But we were talking about women, and I told you I love, you know, working with women because one, I'm a woman, so my experience resonates with most of them, so I get them. One of the things that is key for us to understand when we are talking about mental and emotional wellness is who we are as women. And I spoke last time about our hormonal balance, about brain chemical balance, and now I want today to talk about our bodies. Not just our biology, but also our energetic bodies. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. That's one thing that we need to understand. We are not just this body. We are energetic or spiritual beings. Now, women and men as well, the human body has different places where the physical body connects to the spiritual body. And one of the spaces is our womb. Men don't have a physical womb, but they have a womb space, which is 2 inches below your navel. Yeah, 2 inches below your navel is an energetic spot, which is the center of creativity, the center of your relationship with yourself, the center of your self-worth, what we call the gut. When you say, I have a gut feeling, or when you're going through something and you feel, you know,
that's the thing, you know, you've seen your ex appear like this, you know.
Exactly. Or you're feeling butterflies in your stomach. There are no butterflies there, you know. Or you're feeling like you're afraid you have a pit in your stomach. You feel like there's a pit in your stomach. That's the space I'm talking about. Now, that space is the drawer you store all your emotions, all your heartbreaks, all your traumas, all your, you know, feelings you have of guilt and shame. That's a drawer.
That's where you put them.
That's where you put them. These energies, these vibes, we call them vibes. That's where they are stored. So when you store them there, imagine you're a woman, and in your emotional drawer you have all the guilt and shame, and then you call in a soul that inhibits your womb in that space for 9 months, what's happening?
I'm going to transfer it to them.
They are steeping, they are marinating in those energies. And when the child is born, they are already feeling rejected. Why?
From day one.
From day one, because
the
that's the energy they are
I
finding
get
there. Exactly. And that's why even psychologists will tell you, even your in utero experience is covering your whole, is dictating your whole life experience, what happens in your body.
Jane, tell us, what made you join her class? Before we continue with this.
Okay, so I trained as a life coach because I was at a point in my life where I was feeling I was at the end of my road. I had walked the plank.
To your age.
Yes. So, yeah, and I just felt I need help. Like, I was very much overwhelmed. And that's when I went online.
How did you know that you'd be overwhelmed?
Everything was falling apart.
Did you start, you know?
For me, everything was falling apart.
She got depressed, she ended up in a psych hospital, she ended up in depression.
Okay.
Meds. You, at some point, how did you know that you're losing it?
I felt like I was falling apart because at that time I was married and it was not working. And then I was working at, my job was also very stressful. So at some point, I felt like I was at the end of my road. I could not go on. So I thought of going for counseling. I thought of going for so many things, but I always felt scared to seek help. Then I went online and Googled. That's when I saw the life coaching aspects of life. And so I booked a free session to go to Destiny Life Coaching. And I went for the free session. So when I went, the life coach, Jeff Nthiwa, I met Jeff, and so we started talking. I started telling him my problems, and he was like, I don't think you have problems. He told me, yeah, I was at the end of my road. So he told me, I think from what we've talked about and from your perspective, I think you can be a very good life coach. And you should sign up to train. And that's how I signed up to train. Yes, the following week, I started training as a life coach. So that's how I started. Yeah.
How has it been?
It has been life-changing, I would say. I've learned to know and to recognize that life has options. Just because one, you don't have to like give up. You have to analyze and, know all your other options. And I remember through the coaching experience, I remember Carol telling me, even if you don't have somewhere to sleep,
Come to my house.
no, that's not what she told me.
Hey, what did she tell you?
She said, you can have a friend you can go to, B, so many options. You can go maybe to a hotel, but the one that I remember most is that I'm sure you know a bridge near your area where you can sleep. So she was just trying to tell me,
There are options.
there are
There's a
options.
bridge.
You don't have to, there's a friend, there's a hotel.
And there's a bridge as well.
Yes.
You can find at the bridge and sleep. But you
And
have an
it
option.
made sense for me because I was able to see, I don't have to be fixated and feel stuck
Yeah.
on just one option. I can look at all the
At
other
all the other
options,
options.
and that's how life is.
you.
Yes.
Oh my God. Carol, let's go back to womb healing. Tell us now, okay, I am pregnant. I remember my mom telling me something. Talk to your child so that, because there was a time I would see my husband and I think I would vomit. Instant. Wow. Why? I just didn't want to see him. At some point he would come at midnight, not because he doesn't want to be with me, but because the moment I see him, I was just rejecting him.
Yeah.
I kept on rejecting him. But then I learned, my mom kept on telling me, so I would call my mother. And there was a time my mom had visited and she could see that. And I didn't understand. I mean, I don't have an older sister, I'm the eldest. I didn't have this guidance and all that, And my mom kept on telling me, tell the baby to love the father. Tell the baby that to love the father, because now she cannot keep making you vomit when you see the man or the father of this child. So Actually, I decided to start trying to talk to this baby in my womb. I didn't even know what I was doing. But I started talking to this baby in my womb and telling, you must love this man. And maybe it was psychological, I don't know, but I think it worked because after a few months I stopped vomiting. You know, so does it mean now I have a soul, the way you've put it, I have a soul in my life, or I have a life in my body already that I'm bringing up? So it means the energy that I have, I'm transferring to this.
Yes. I think the greatest disservice that our education system has done to us is it did not point us to ourselves. It has pointed us to learn the planets out there, learn nature, but has not really, exactly, you know. But who are we? We are really multidimensional beings who are so, you know, intelligent, so intense, so wise. Even our bodies have wisdom. And that's why I'm telling you, any single thing that has happened to you and has happened to your ancestors is stored in your body.
Wow.
And your body knows it because it stores
So
it
hold
in
on.
your gut.
If my grandmother who had anger, let's use anger, then it passes, or my mother had anger, let's use, because my immediate person is my mother. She has anger issues or pride issues. Does it mean I'll transfer it to my child?
Yes, because anything that is unconscious, you're passing it on either through your the way you are socializing them and upbringing them, or through the DNA, because again, your DNA is like a hard drive. It stores everything. So it transfers it down the generations. Even something as simple as maybe your great-great-great-great-grandfather was chased by a lion, and he got so afraid of, you know, being beside a river or whatever, you experience the same fear. Without an explanation.
So exactly, now you've explained. I have wanted to learn why I don't swim. Because for me, anybody asks me, you don't know how to swim, I say, back in my village, at the river, we used to fear because mimi niliona watu wakibebwa na maji. You know, so I feared literally to go anywhere near the river.
Exactly.
But maybe because also my dad fears near the river, because but my dad's explanation is because he's epileptic. So my dad's explanation of fearing water is because he's epileptic, so he might fall down even when he's taking his meds. But maybe could it be because...
It could be way back, but now we are looking at the explanation that makes sense to us. But it's a subconscious programming, if I may call it that. So now the womb space stores all these traumas, all these experiences, all these energies, and because it's your creative center, some of these energies block your creativity, and so you are experiencing blocks in creating businesses, creating wealth, you're experiencing blocks in creating relationships, because again, all your heartbreaks, the experience of your heartbreaks, not the rationalization of he did this, he did that, the experience that nobody else can you know, experience for you, it's here. And when it's here, it creates a certain pattern for you. Because now you have a memory, whether it's conscious or subconscious, and you're relating to people through the lens or the filter of that memory. So now this is what it's causing us to have certain emotional experiences, certain thought patterns that cause us to get down the mental illness road.
Jane, tell me, you spoke about that's the time you were going through your marriage issues and and roller coaster. You know, do you have children?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And at that point, when you were feeling, didn't you fear for your children? Didn't you feel like, you know, I want to end the road, but I have children? Didn't you ever think that nani atachunga watoto as a mother? Ama ikifika hapo imefika?
No, I think, okay, it was figure of speech. I didn't exactly...
Not death, not in terms of death. I don't talk about death, but you know, giving up. You know, giving up on everything. Like you just want to sleep or watch Netflix the whole time and just sing and just being there. You know, you just want to be there. You didn't think what would happen to these kids. Or the emotional part, you know, because at times me, when I get stressed, I want to go to the room and my daughter will know, hey, mommy is stressed today, apa. But at that point, do we women get to realize that we are also transferring that, what she's called, the energy to the kids? Did you, at that emotion, what happened? Did you seek counsel?
And I think also most of the things I've done is for the children. And that is why and that is why I felt I cannot continue living like this. And that's why I went for the life coaching work. And I have to reiterate what Carol has said. We live our lives as other people. We don't truly live unless we we don't truly live unless we get into that space where you want to be really self-aware, to know what you want in life, what you want to achieve, what you like and all that. Because our parents influence a lot on how we turn out, or what the things we like, the things we do. And we need to go through, for example, life coaching to even forget some of the trauma that you have, for example, gone through when you were a child, and you keep going back to that, to just be free and now live life, to live out your full potential.
In your experience with training people, do you get men who have, do men come for these life coaching sessions?
Yes.
They do?
Yes.
And because I know men keep so much anger, and we'll get back to you, Karon, that stomach feeling, gut feeling, you know.
Yeah.
But do men come for help? Do men seek help?
Yes, they do. I have had many clients who are male, and they do come for help. And I think it's very courageous for them to come for help, because the way the society is, the patriarchal society is, you know, you're not supposed
to cry.
Yeah, you're not
Even
supposed to seek
when
help.
your wife and your mother has died, you're not supposed to cry.
Yes, and it's very encouraging to see men coming out for help, and we're able to tackle these things from your past. And really, and something I like asking my clients, what happened to you?
Yes.
Yeah, because you will find out some time in the past something happened to them, and they did not grow from that, or move from that, or heal from that. So yeah, so men, they do come for help.
Let's go back, Carol. Now, men, let's get back to the mental wellness and this womb healing. Do men, with all these emotions, do they understand actually that it could be, yes, it could be, I could be the problem. I could be the one. And does that also mean, I would really, there's something I've really tried understanding, and even why the president had to sign this marriage bill to to having 2 wives, you know, 3 or 4 or 5. Does it give them the satisfaction, or what is that they're looking for that they didn't find it in their first wife? Or is it something that could have happened, or is it a generational thing? Me, I say I come from a polygamous, the most polygamous family in this world is where I come from. You know, my grandfather from my mother's side was polygamous. My grandfather from my mother's side was polygamous. My dad is polygamous. So the only thing I thank God is my brothers are not polygamous. My brothers, you know, my only brother who's married now, they love their wives. So I've not seen that trend coming in. Maybe because at some point now we had to cut this generational curse with my mother, and we were like, no, we're not going to go that direction. But now, is there a spiritual part where now this comes in?
Yeah, definitely. And when I talk about energy, it's just me being general for the sake of viewers who are not religious or whatever, but really that's the spiritual aspect. And we are more spiritual than we are physical. That is something that people need to realize, because this human physical experience is very, very short. It's you can't even get to 200 years.
That's true.
You know, at this rate,
we have corona.
You know, so this is a very temporary experience. We are bigger than that. We are more spiritual than we are physical. And every single aspect of our life is spiritual. Okay? Even every physical manifestation that we see, that we have,
It's spiritual. It doesn't matter whether you're an Islam, a Christian, a Hindu.
spiritual is just basically what I'm generalizing to say energy. So if you, and there's only 2 energies that exist that are, you know, split in so many. There is only love and fear. And they cannot exist in the same space. They displace each other.
Okay. So, Jane, tell me, the part of, I have friends who honestly, to be very honest, if you ask them, why are you still in that marriage? They tell you for the kids. Or why are you still in this marriage? Is I don't want the society to send me away. Or the society, or my church, or I'm a leader in church, or I'm a leader in my society. Look at what our leaders, women, are going through. They're rubbished, they're talked negatively, their photos, Of course, we spoke about cyberbullying and all that. But there are women who are still holding on to marriages and all that. And then tomorrow you hear maybe we've had a lot of suicide, not even suicide, what are they called? Murders and all that. What would you tell women who are still holding on to, even when there's nothing to hold on to? And when it comes to life and death, where I've heard people say, when it comes to life and death, just walk away. Not that we are encouraging this, but when somebody amekushikia panga mara tatu mara nne, definitely the one day they'll wake up and do it. That's what I hear. But what did you tell them? At what point do they need to know that I need to walk out, or I need me? Because one thing she taught us, and I'm very excited about it, is there's something I need to do, self-care. Yeah. I need to love me. I first need to love me for me to be able to love others, for me to be able to stop this thing, because it's another thing I learned. I mirror myself, like what I see in you. If I see you smile, it means I smile. If I see anger in you, it means I have anger. So at what point do women have to just learn to say, no, I've had it?
Yeah. I think I'd like to tell the women out there to just know and learn that they are a child of the universe. And not just women.
Even the men, yes. Yeah, even others. Yeah, we saw the other day a man being beaten and sent out of the house by a woman. Yes. Oh, shame.
I just want to tell them that, tell everyone, you are a child of the universe. You deserve to be here. You're important. And you didn't just drop from nowhere. You're here for a purpose. And you're important. And, you have the right to live out to your full potential, and I do hope that you get help and you get to live out, your life's purpose.
So with this life coach that you're training people, now, what's the difference between now the life coach and counseling? Life coach and counseling.
Okay. What I would say, and Carol will expound more on that. Yes. You see, with life coaching, I don't tell you what to do.
No.
So you tell me, we talk, but you say all your options. Then you choose the option that gives you most peace. And then my work is just to follow you up and just encourage you and find out how you're faring on. And if that option is not working, we come back to the table. We choose another option. You reiterate a lot. So we don't tell you what to do. We just guide you along the way. Yes. Okay. And then hold you accountable to do
what I have said.
Yes. And I'll give an example of the bridge example. So, the options, options were I could live with my friend, I could live in a hotel, or I could live under the bridge. Yeah. So she wouldn't tell me, now I think you need to go to the bridge. It's way much cheaper. Yeah, so I had to choose what gave me most peace, and so that's what it's about.
So Carol, tell me now, the teacher, because you're teaching, now we're in session and learning, and people are learning, I'm sure they're very excited about learning about this. So now we have choices. Cindy, I have a choice to make. Even during elections, we have a choice to make. Yeah. We can choose the wrong leaders and we can choose the right leaders. But now tell us, with these choices that we want to make, when I make the wrong choice and you're guiding me as a teacher and do you take me back? Is it too late? Is there an age gap? Can I start at 40? Can I start at 60? Is there an age gap, or what happens?
When we are coaching, and not just coaching, even from my perspective, there is this dichotomy that has helped me to be open to life. And that is getting out of the dichotomy of right and wrong. According to me, there is no right and wrong. Everything works for your good. Everything. Everything is working for your good. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Everything works good for those who love the Lord.
Exactly.
Yes.
Everything is working for your good. So all the choices you have are available choices for you. So instead of making them from the point of what is right and what is wrong, act on them based on where you want to go. So if I want to go to Westlands from here, I cannot take Mombasa Road. And I will not refuse to take Mombasa Road because it's wrong. No, it's just not taking me to where I'm exactly. So that's how we make the choices. So what life do you want to create? What choices will lead you there?
Hey, our time is running up. We are going to have season 2, definitely. Not actually, this is, yes, season 2 of Womb Healing. We want to thank our viewers. We want to thank our guests today, but we'll be back in a few. We just want to talk more and more and understand this womb healing. We want to understand what makes us tick in this marriage when you know that your head is sunk inside there. What is it that this man does, or what is it? Because it's a woman. Today we are talking more and more related on women cases and mental health issues that right now we are tackling, and not just in this COVID season, but just life in general. So thank you so much, subscribers. Keep subscribing and let us know. Give us your comments, and when we come back, we will talk more on mental health and this idea of the energy that you pass it out there. Thank you so much, and God bless you.